sideshow.
That's how it feels.
Yeah. Yep.
I think, Willow, I think we're going to have to start this whole, everybody has a collective, like, scream therapy session as soon as we get started. So you want to try it out? We don't have to scream loud. All right. So I'm going to count down from 5. Everybody that's joining us, I don't care if you look foolish in front of your cats, dogs, significant others. Trust me, it feels good. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I feel better now. It's been that way.
It's been an interesting week for sure.
Oh my God.
It's only Wednesday.
I don't know what's going on with it. There's so much weird crap.
Okay. Do you believe that the moon shift, like,
yes, thank you, Carl. I have a nice blur behind me because I'm a hot mess today and I don't want you to see all the alcohol, but you can kind of see it. I have not had anything to drink. You know, I kind of want to believe that there's like an outside something that's like, oh, you thought you were gonna have a good week? No, the moon is in whatever. Part of me wants to believe that, and other parts of me are like, really, moon? Like, you're gonna pick this week to do that to me? Just too convenient? Yeah.
Yeah. So it apparently is a full moon. So
is it?
It apparently. But I honestly do not believe that the moon changes people's personalities.
So I learned a long time about the moon. The moon. Well, the moon's not in parentheses. What am I doing? The moon's not in quotations. The moon, like that's a real thing. No, there's something about like our bodies are 90% water, and because the moon shifts the tides, which it does, science, that it affects us. I just use it as an excuse, like, oh, that jerk just cut me off. Must be a full moon out. Or that guy's running down the road with no pants on. Must be a full moon. But I don't go, all right, it's February 16th. It's 7:03 p.m. Eastern time. The moon is full. So stuff's going to hit the fan. Let's see. Carl, studies show the full moon doesn't have much effect, but people are crazy. Yes, people are crazy all of the time, Carl.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're more fun when we're crazy. It's no fun being normal. We're all mad here, right?
So do we have any Florida man stories this week so far yet, or do we have to wait for the news to come out on Friday?
Well, but I'll give you this. So Florida man is simply because our records are open. They're public knowledge. Let's see. What can I give you like top 3 interesting things? There was a kid nowhere near Orlando, but in Central Florida, who is a kid is asking people to borrow their phones, and then he's Venmoing himself thousands of dollars. I think before he got caught, he Venmoed himself $4,000.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So that happened. The biggest thing I think to come out of Orlando is there's no more masks for the theme parks.
Yay!
Yay! That's a good thing. Ooh. I have a weird number calling me. I'm not going to answer it. I'm live, whoever you are. It's 7:04. How dare you? We have a hacker on the chat. Thanks. So that's a good thing because that's literally the only holdup we've really had as far as masks is the theme parks. Universal did it a couple days ago. Disney started it today. Awesome sauce. Cool. And then I guess the more like important news for those that don't live here is that the family of Bob Saget. So on our last show, at the end of our last show, we had talked about Bob Saget's family, or they had announced that the cause of death had been he had received a blow to the back of his head, like he had hit the back of his head on something.
Yeah.
And then the coroner had actually said that he had fractures along his eyes. I don't know how hard he hit his head or where he hit his head, but he must have felt fine enough to lay down and go to sleep. Don't ever do that. Yay, Ryan's here. But now, so the family filed this block essentially to make sure that the county coroner would not release any more information to the public, and a judge passed that today, so that
which I understand because I read that. I read some of that where they don't want the full autopsy being released, like the video of it. Like, okay, seriously,
I don't think they're going to release the video.
That is not something that I want to witness. Is a full, autopsy. Despite the fact that I like watching like the crime shows and doctor shows on TV.
I don't think they would release like, we did an incision here, blah, blah, blah. I think it's more of, they've already said that he was COVID positive, but he had COVID in December. That was well known, and you could still test positive for COVID 90 days later. But I think it's more so they would say like, oh, he had this hairline fracture, this, which is generally caused from this. And Carl, I see, I still wear the mask because I don't want rabies. Just remember, masks protect others, not you. I always like that meme. Willow, did you see that meme with people peeing on each other?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the way I can describe it. If you've never seen this meme, it's like, okay, imagine there's two people. They generally say guys because it makes more sense. And like both guys have their pants up and they both pee. They don't pee on each other. One guy has his pants down and he pees on the other guy, but the other guy has his mask or his pants, so he doesn't get pee directly on him. But then neither one of them have pants and they're peeing on each other. So it's so weird. Carl says he might have rabies. I would go get that checked out. Are you foaming from the mouth or have you made out with a raccoon, Carl? And then other big news here in Orlando, MegaCon Orlando, whoop, whoop, just released all of the, or like a big portion of celebrities that are going to be attending in a couple of months. Let me see if I can pull it up because I was really excited about it. It's a massive list and we've been waiting for a while. All right, so we have James Marsters. So hello, Spike.
Ooh.
Hello. He's such a sweetheart. Giancarlo Esposito, who's amazing at everything he does. Katie Sackhoff, Dante Basco. So Rufio, for those that don't, he's done a million other things. Chris Sarandon, who I adore, and he has done so many amazing things in his life. Matthew Lewis, because I mean you can't long bottom out and be married to a girl in Orlando and not appear in MegaCon. Ashley Eckstein, John Cleese,
wow,
the Trailer Park Boys, Jess McCallan and Katie Lotz from Legends of Tomorrow, LeVar Burton and Brent Spiner from Star Trek, and then I think the big one, let me pull up the all full list. La 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 la. I hope everyone enjoys my hold music. Where on earth did it go? I'm going to be really frustrated if I can't find it. Really? I don't think I threw it out. Let's check the trash. It happens sometimes. I can't find it, but it's the whole cast of Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Peeing on each other is such a guy thing. Yes, Donna, I agree. That's why I said in the meme it's two guys. Yeah. Let's see. So that catches you up. It's been a stupid week. I haven't enjoyed it. Willow has helped me. Oh, that's better. I had to adjust my chair. My legs were like falling through the floor. Willow's helped me through some like stress. Our hopeful guest who is
that's what I'm here for, guys.
Thanks. So fun fact is like Willow and I were doing Reels and Heels together. And when I first met her, I'm like, Willow hates me. Like no. Willow just, I don't know why. She was never mean. You were never mean to me. It was just like, I came off, I was like, oh, like if I say one word to this girl, I'm going to get like my head chopped off. Not that she ever did that. but that was just the way that I felt, and I don't know why.
And
And I went
I
through.
did not mean to come off that way. If I
You're
did,
fine.
I'm so sorry.
I come off like that all the time, and it's weird. And I'm like, no, I
I
love
think
you
when I
guys.
first meet people, I'm just trying to feel them out and see what they are all about.
Yeah. So I went through this like horribly, like horrific Thanksgiving experience. Like really, really bad with family, to the point where like things were being thrown, and it was just not fun. And I was not in my city, and I was having a full-blown panic attack. And it's Thanksgiving. Who do you call on Thanksgiving?
You
Your
call the
Canadian friends.
Canadian, you're
You call your Canadian friends.
who-
And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. She's like, call me. And I was like, we don't know each other, and I'm a mess. And
I
I
don't
called
care.
her, and I was like, oh, you're one of my best friends. Like, this is happening right now. Because she's amazing. I'm usually the person people go to, so it's nice to have someone else. So thank you. But yeah, I've been a little bit stressed out. Oh, hold on. Ryan, no, because MegaCon will get mad because I've gotten people who say, oh, Heather promised me passes, and I don't. So official word, no, Ryan, I do not have hotel passes, tickets, or flights for you for MegaCon. If you'd like to come, I am sure that Hang in This Web Show can get you a coupon or a promo code, or just pay the way. Okay. You call the Ghostbusters. That would not take care of the demon I was feeling. Not
Family
in the
trauma
least.
is a totally different ghost.
It was like Zool on acid. It was bad. It was like demon dogs are like cute little puppies compared to the crap that I went through. Like the river of pink slime, that's like a kiddie pool. It was rough. Anyways,
And if there's
so,
anybody who understands family trauma, hello.
hi, welcome to the show.
You guys know that I grew up in foster care, right? There's a reason.
But you know, I always love the whole like, oh, you can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends, and you can pick your nose. And I'm like,
You can choose how much of that family you want to spend time with.
I have my chosen family, my friend family, and that's truly my family. I really, I don't really have a big family. I don't. Thanks, Carl. It's fine. It's okay. And the family that I've chosen, one in particular who I'd like to, this past week, Willow has heard about it all times of day and night. It's hard because you're watching someone go through something heartbreaking. You can only do so much. I am an empath. I am a person who really needs to feel like I can do something to help better someone's life for value. What can I do? How can I help? Oh, you can do it, but let me get you all these things. And I drive people crazy. This particular individual I've known for 25 years, love them to death. It's just been a struggle to watch them go through, a really bad breakup, a really bad, just anything. It's been hard to watch this person spiral. And once you think they're like getting a little bit better, and it's just, take one step forward and like 100 steps back. And it's heartbreaking because that is family. And it's hard. I'm hoping that our guest will be here soon. Katiana has specialized in all sorts of relationship woes, but she has also explored, women's empowerment or empowerment in general. And I mean, some of the kinkier stuff too, but it's all about clear and healthy mental health. And I'll be forward with you guys. Today I signed up for mental health counseling in my community because, let's make that a thing. Like, it should not be taboo.
Carl knows all about that. He's sorry, I want to say psychologist, but correct me if I'm wrong.
But I mean, that's something Willow and I, you and I have talked about it. Mental health is no joke.
I see my therapist on Friday.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it shouldn't be a taboo thing.
no.
Yeah, Ryan, real strength is asking for help. And it's not even asking for help, it's acknowledging that there's an issue. Not even an issue, it's a challenge because you can overcome a challenge. And Carl, I'm sure you can agree with this.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has their different things. There's personal stuff I need to work on. There's things I need to learn to approach. You know, I feel hopeless at times. But I think that we need to make that I don't say more okay to talk about because it's already okay to talk about, but just it's like, you know, the LGBTQ community. It was such a taboo thing for somebody to be like, I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm trans. And it was like this big to do to like come out. And I have friends and family who either have kids or themselves. And Willow, I don't know if you've experienced this. The kids are like, yeah, whatever, I'm gay, who cares? Like, I don't need to make a big announcement, whatever. I like girls, I like guys. And I think it's awesome because it's become such a normal thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's important. I really want to get Katiana on the phone to get her on here. I'm going to try to call her. She was dealing with some crazy stuff while we were getting ready to go in studio. So I'm reading Carl. And what bothers one person is not bothers. That's exactly right. It's relative, but also relatives. Yeah. Because it could bother me that somebody doesn't respond to a text message within 5 seconds. And it does. And I will get on my soapbox one day, and Willow, I promise we're making this a topic. The instant gratification society, I could have a whole, in fact, Willow, let's do that next week.
Oh, that sounds like a good plan.
Done. Sure. For those that don't know, I am no longer going to New Orleans. So next week, I might just have New Orleans. Huh?
My condolences on that.
Thank you. Hotwire did not let me take all of my money back, so I need to drink and not talk about it. And no, I don't drink away my feelings before you psychoanalyze. I would be drinking in New Orleans. Okay. I am going to be drinking
anyway.
I mean, I'm drinking water tonight. It's blurred, but it's water. It's not vodka. We did have like 4 Bud Lights last night while I was shooting pool. But like, you can't shoot pool without drinking beer. It's kind of like a thing. It's like a oral fixation. I don't even care what beer it is. That sounds terrible.
I like beer once in a while. It's not a bad thing. It's
not Canadian beer sucks. No offense. Canadian beer is not great. I mean, American beer is not.
We have okay. I will admit that some of our Canadian beer tastes like monkey piss, but
how do you know what monkey piss tastes like, Willow?
I can only imagine. But
I mean, this is the sideshow, but like you have to elaborate. I'm gonna try to call Katiana.
Okay.
For like the 100th time.
But yeah, I do like my Alexander Keith's. It's a light beer, light tasting beer. I also like Coors Light, Banquet, which is also a lighter tasting beer.
Oh, I've heard about the Banquet stuff. It's not.
I'm a wimp. It's like coffee. I need a lighter roast because the darker roast just tastes like garbage.
So I liked craft beer, but I'm also weird. I like sour beer. Have you ever had sours?
No. Well,
have you ever had a framboise?
I think so.
Okay, so it's like a lambic. So framboise is beer made from raspberry.
Oh, okay.
So that's really good. Like that's my favorite. It's really expensive. It comes in like a champagne bottle without the bubbles. But I mean, I'll drink Bud Light because it's easy to drink, but like I'll go for a sour. There's one, I can't remember, it's Trash Panda or something. I think it's like D20 Trash Panda, and it's a s'mores sour. So you taste like graham crackers and marshmallow and fire.
My friend Franny is in the chat. Summer's the apple cider is better than beer.
All the apple ciders. Oh my God, is it Sideshow? There's Woodchuck Sideshow, I want to say. There's a lot of them. We should start getting sponsorships for drinks, and then we can drink on air, and then it doesn't look like we're just alcoholics. We could be like Ryan. Ryan's still here trying to get us to ask about our favorite X-Men. Wrong show, buddy. But Ryan like pimps out every single thing every time he's on. We should be that. So whenever Willow and I do shows, it'll be like, here's all my sponsors. Go ahead, Willow. Sorry, I'm taking a sip.
No, it's okay. But yeah, no, like I do like I like hard liquor more so than beer.
Whiskey.
I'm a Crown Royal drinker. I like my I know. It's made here in Manitoba, so I have to like the local stuff.
No. No, because when Crown Royal started to mess around with like apple, maple, no, I want my whiskey or bourbon to taste like whiskey or bourbon, not maple syrup and cotton candy. No. No, that's like when they started doing the cinnamon, and I'm like, but why? Maybe to like mix something with, but not shots, like Fireball. Oh, no.
I also have my Captain Morgan as well, so it's.
Oh, honey, we have to get you better taste on all sorts of liquor. All right, I am still trying to get a hold of her. I hope she's able to join us. She was dealing with she's dealing with a lot, guys, and she's going to give us our time tonight. If not, we can move it to next week. But our whole intention for the show is to kind of talk about Valentine's Day, and you can see my eyes rolling. I hate it. I've never been a fan of Valentine's Day because it's a Hallmark holiday. Willow, same, right?
Yep. Oh, okay.
And you're married.
What was it, like 22 years ago? Me and my husband started dating around February. So there's a huge argument between me and my husband on when we actually started dating. Did we start dating the week before when I asked him to be my date? So that I didn't feel like I was third wheel on my sister's
I'm analyzing
date.
this for you. Okay.
I invited him along to see Miss Congeniality with me, with my sister and her boyfriend.
Oh my god. Okay, so you guys went out. So your first date was Valentine's Day?
I keep saying that it is because he asked me out for Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, well because it's not when you ask somebody out. It's like when you have a contract. It's not when you propose the contract. It's when you establish the contract and sign it.
Yeah, he believes it was the week before when I invited him out to the movie.
He's wrong. Unless you guys were already on a date.
No, because we were still friends. Like as
but you
we were just friends.
Somebody could have stood somebody up, so that doesn't establish the relationship until you're on a date and decide that you want to move forward. Okay, so Valentine's Day, yada yada yada, blah blah blah.
We went out. We went out to our favorite restaurant at the time. It was called Pizza Place, and that was that's
a very original name for a place. That's like the Breakfast Club here.
It has. We finally got it back here in Winnipeg. It closed down for a couple years.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that. Yeah, and everything was open back up in Canada. They have
really good
right?
spaghetti. They have really good pizza. It was
Is that the place you ordered from the other night? Because you're like, and I got like lasagna and chicken fingers, or like weird stuff, like fried chicken and pizza.
It's beer food, pretty much. It's bar food, but.
I feel like I'm gonna unblur my background just because I need to at this point. I don't know why. Everyone just needs to see how messy my house is. This is what I'm dealing with today. Laundry. Okay. So yeah, I hate Muhammad. Hi, what's up? Okay. I think it's important. Like Valentine's Day, Hallmark holiday. Yes, it was created in the 1800s. Hallmark started putting out the cards. Look, I am not a bitter like girl on Valentine's Day. I've had Valentine's Day with a significant other. To me, and you know, my best friend Amy, and I think Willow too, like most women that I know are like, look, if you're with somebody and you want to show love to someone, whether it's a relationship or a friend, show them all the time and not just zero in on one day. The best thing about Valentine's Day is that it's discount chocolate Eve.
Yep.
That's it. Maybe when I was little, I would dress up and like wear hearts and pink. Now I'm just like, what's the date? Oh, it's the 14th. Okay. Like I went to go play poker. Last year I was in a relationship and I pretty much forced him to take me out because he never did anything nice. And we went out and it was pretty much already towards the end of the relationship. It didn't matter. Willow was on the phone with me most of the day on Valentine's Day. So technically Willow was my Valentine. But let's sound off in the comments. What do you guys do? What do you think? Do you think Valentine's Day is, extra special? Like I have friends, and Willow, I'm sure you do, and guys out there, I'm sure you do, like couples that are like, oh, look at the beautiful flowers and the notes. And I'm like, but you guys do that all the time.
I made hamburger helper.
Maybe hamburger help. Oh, that's so romantic.
So yeah, I can eat. The thing with me, like
exactly,
I love macaroni and cheese. So and I throw hamburger into it, and my husband loves it. So
Dan says my wife likes it best when I buy her flowers for no reason at all. Can you pop that up on the screen, my friend? I agree. Sad story. I have never gotten flowers from a significant other. The only time I've ever received flowers, truth, at Girl Scouts Honor, is on my 30th birthday. Both my mother and my father, who have been divorced for 9 years, both sent me flowers on my birthday. Not intentionally knowing the other because they don't talk. So that was the only time I have ever gotten flowers.
Oh.
Yeah. You're romantic every day, Carl. It makes people sick. Yeah, it's disgusting. No, who cares? And you should, as a retired psychologist, who cares? Live your best life.
And you guys are writers too. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys have lots of interesting conversations where it's like you're bouncing ideas off each other. And so as long as you guys get along and you guys have a fulfilling marriage, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, if you don't want, I always thought, because I've never been married, I always thought, and again, Willow, correct me if I'm wrong, marriage is like 50% wanting to murder and strangle the other one, and the rest is to like tolerate them. I'm like, I think the longest relationship I ever had was almost 2 years. It was a guy I had dated years ago, and we tried things again. It started off long distance, and very quickly he moved down here from Virginia. We spent quarantine together. He's an essential worker. I was in a hotel in Virginia for 3 months. Yeah. And then he moved in with me, and it was terrible. I'm not a PDA person. I don't need a giant thing of PDA. I am my love language is touch. So like holding hands, fine. Touching an arm, hugs. I don't like cuddling. I live in Florida. I'm drenched in sweat if I've got another person who's like a heat rock. The most he and I did in 2 years was kiss each other on the lips. Because he was manic depressive bipolar, and the relationship ended tumultuously, but that's when I forced to take me out, because I was like, we've got to do something. And it's hard because that's the longest relationship I've had, and looking back on it, it wasn't really a relationship at all.
Yeah.
Let's see, what did Franny say, Willow?
Willow, Skylar, and a number of friends already know that I gave up on Valentine's Day years ago, but I did. Here, I'll just put that up. I did hope for the return of the long charge hug with my fiance, if his health would allow us. Still waiting for the return of the long charge hug, but I understand he is still recovering from his illness, so I will wait.
I'm sorry to hear that your fiance is suffering with illness. I don't even need to know the details. You're always more than welcome to tell me. But I understand that long recharge hug because going through what I've gone through in the last week with somebody I've been close to for forever and being terrified for a day when they completely dropped off the face of the earth, which is the most unlikely thing, and them not showing up when they were supposed to, when we had plans, sent me in a very dark downward spiral. The minute I got to see this person last night, it was, and this person has a problem due to medication, that any kind of touch from human touch, I mean, anything, like, feels like nails on a chalkboard. It has this uncomfortable sensory overload. But being able to put my arms around this person, Willow was like, "You sound so much better. Oh my God, I'm so glad." Like, it took so much out of me. I was drained. I don't think I ate Monday. I had like half of a smoothie. I was crying because, not because I haven't spoken to this person, but because I was worried for this person. And that recharge and that knowing that's it's okay, it's all okay when you're able to physically touch that person and have them there, that energy. Whew, I got chills, Franny. So yes, well, I'm gonna give you an air hug from here. Willow, you can air hug if you want, or high five. There you go. Oh, you're hugging yourself. Oh, I need to hug myself more. Let's all hug each other. I'm gonna keep blowing up Katiana until she answers. Otherwise, Willow, I am gonna give you the floor to figure out what our next topic is gonna be.
Oh, okay. What should be the next topic? Okay, so I'll talk about my my marriage woes.
Oh, I like marriage woes.
I'm unfortunately I'm the type who tends to try to destroy relationships, and I've and I self-doubt quite frequently. And Joe, I had one of those moments yesterday where, you know, I've always had an issue with the way I looked. And
excuse me, that's my friend you're talking about.
I know, hearing all my life that I'm ugly and getting bullied.
Hi, me too. Hi.
You know.
Hi. Me too. Mm-hmm. Hi. These dimples, yeah, they don't do it. They don't, yeah. But don't you talk about my friend like that, please. Thank you very much.
But my husband, because there are days where like he'll be saying something about how he didn't like the way this one woman who got on his bus looked, and I'm just like, you are the most shallow person ever. It's like, and I hate hearing stuff like that from guys, from anybody, really.
Oh, like, yes, it's the fantasy. Oh, I might be able to get us another guest while we wait for Katiana.
Excellent.
Rebecca would like to know what our topic is. Dating,
love, relationships.
Love, relationships, and the opposite.
And the self-destructiveness that we all go through.
I think that might be the next title for our next podcast. Love, dating, relationships, and the opposite. Coming to you when I look up. Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm very self-destructive because I get in this headspace where I don't believe that I'm good enough.
Well, you are.
And
you are. So talking about self-destructive, I always go, if I don't have anything to give to these people, why do they want to be with me? Friends too. Too. Oh my God. How many times have I apologized to you in the last week for blowing you up? Willow, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because yes, everyone loves Willow. Everyone loves Willow. Nobody loves.
From what I'm learning from my therapist, is it's a trauma response.
Yes, it is.
And like
Absolutely.
I haven't been able to hold on to friendships for very long, mainly because I'm an asshole.
That's why we get along so well, though. It's
I
the word
I
asshole.
will
It's more
try very
direct.
hard. I try very hard to keep relationships going, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I will just stop talking.
I get to the point where I'm direct. If I want to hang out with somebody, I'm not going to play a game of, oh, even friends. Oh, we should do something in a week. I'm like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Like, I talk to you like you're my best friend because those are the people that I invite to my room, invite to my life. Is I want to make sure. Oh, thanks, Carl. Yes, you'll get to know me well, I'm sure. But thanks, hearts. Okay. But really, truly, I agree. It's sad. I don't really have a great relationship with my parents. I've had friends who I thought were going to be lifelong friends use me
Mm-hmm.
and peace out. I literally, okay, this is going to sound terrible and this is going to sound strange. I had a friend who we were friendly, but we weren't friends. But I would see all of her posts with her like girl gang and like all of these things. And I'm like, I need friends like that. So I sent her this long message on Facebook and I'm like, look, I know we hardly know each other. So this is going to sound strange. I said, I would love the opportunity to be able to like come hang out with you guys because I think this could be good for me. Because I don't have a lot of female friends. Now it's almost all I had, but nobody lives in Orlando. And I reached out to her and we were very close. We were hanging out all the time. She asked me to plan her wedding for her. You follow my drift?
Yep.
Planned her wedding. She didn't pay me a hot red cent. I spent all the time driving doing this because I was like, this is my friend and I'm hanging with her and I'm helping her. And as soon as the wedding, now the wedding for fair point, the wedding was March 14th, 2020.
Ooh.
So like the Friday before the earth shut down. But throughout quarantine, I tried to reach out to her. My voicemails would go unanswered. And I essentially stopped trying because I can't chase after people.
Yeah.
And it does a number on your system because you're like, why did that happen?
Yep.
I know that tonight's topics are not exactly the most fun, but it's like you kind of I embrace my weirdos. I do.
Yeah.
And like they're gonna have to hold on tight because I'm gonna hold on tighter.
Yeah. And like I have the odd friend who will tell me, if you and I tell everybody that I start becoming friends with is because I will probably eventually try to push away because sometimes I'm not used to the closeness. I panic.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, now what causes you to panic?
I'm not sure. Like I think it's the fact that, if like the hanging like I want the regular hangouts with friends. I want,
Yeah.
not so much, maybe not so much the weekly, but at least once a month just to get out and enjoy
Now, do you have
coffee.
like what do they call them now? The oh my God, what was this? I heard it the other day and I thought it was so on point. Like the task friend or like the daily routine friend.
I do on occasion, like my friend Elise. She'll be like, "Hey, I want to go do some
Grocery shop.
do some errons. Yeah,
Yeah.
do you want to come with?" And I have asked people that. I'm going to the. I'll be downtown needing to do this. Does anybody want to go out for coffee?
Right.
While I'm there, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because
it's time for you to move your butt to Orlando.
Because of the pandemic, I haven't really hung out with my friends.
Well, but you did just say, you said yesterday the big news in your area, in your province, is that they decided to pretty much open everything up.
They did. Yeah,
That's
my
good.
government is now deciding to finally lift a lot of the mandates. My Starbucks is open fully for restaurant use. Masks are we're still supposed to wear masks and all that, and we're still supposed to check everybody's vaccine cards and stuff like that.
We never got to
But
that point here.
by March, I think all that will be lifted. We won't.
Yeah.
Everybody, it'll be just free to come in.
Yeah, I mean, we never got to the point where each venue that you were going to was checking cards. Like in New Orleans, I had to gear up because New Orleans, every single place to go into, like in the French Quarter and around New Orleans, especially through festival, I'm sure it'll lift as soon as Mardi Gras is over. They ask you to check your vaccine card, or you have to have proof of a negative test 72 hours prior. So if you're there for vacation for a week, you have to get tested while you're there. And it's like the craziest thing. So it's here in Orlando, the theme parks haven't asked for vaccines. The only time I've been asked for a vaccination card is if I'm going into a concert.
Well,
there he is. I told him he can come in.
Now I can't be. What are you?
sorry.
Come on. I know how to work these controls. You know, who has control of these studios in this building?
It's
okay.
Fine. Yeah, well,
so,
our main guest is having a serious situation. So she'll have to join us next week. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too, because she's going to be a fun one. So stay tuned for next week.
Yeah, it's funny you called me because I was just about to in a few moments here. I gotta start pre-recording a show of my own.
Oh, which show is that? Because there's 800 that you do.
No, there isn't. There's just one, really. No, I'm kidding. I probably have too many irons in the fire. It's not like I'm doing, what is it called, Willow? What's it called? Self-promotion or anything like that? You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I'm doing a pre-recorded event. I got our guest this week, so she should be in the studio in the next couple minutes. So I don't know. You want to ask me about something called Love Connection? Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about, it's really how you feel. Like, do you believe in Valentine's Day? Did you do anything for Valentine's Day?
No, because to me, it was Monday.
Right.
I don't believe in it. I don't know what it is.
It's just another Monday for you.
I think the Hallmark Channel made it up, and they're making billions off of it. Unfortunately, Willow, I know they film in your neck of the woods.
If anything, I want to celebrate like this. This sounds terrible. The St. Valentine's Massacre, because it's in Chicago. And it's a really cool place, and I have really cool pictures from there.
Really? Okay.
I do.
I know it was a historical event, but I also know it was a pay-per-view that the WWE used to hold many years ago, Willow.
Oh, yes. That was a bajillion. That's when I was still into wrestling.
Oh, wrestling? You were into wrestling?
I was into wrestling. Fun Heather fact, they were filming TNA here. Total Nonstop Action. Yes.
I know very much
at Universal
about that
Studios. I was at every single filming and taping. Because I was friends with 99% of the wrestlers here. And they were trying to get me to be a valet. So I could have been a wrestler.
Wow.
That would have been cool.
Man.
I was working with security, helping out and doing stuff backstage. And I'd be on the side of the ring. So if you watch any of the old school TNA shows, you will probably have seen me. British Invasion, Jesse Neal. All those guys. And then we go across the street to Ale House and they get bombarded by a bunch of girls. What did you say, Ryan?
Was Jay Lethal one of them too?
That was towards the end of my day, but yes.
Oh, that was towards the end of your heyday. Okay.
My heyday.
Right.
Yes, my friend Caitlin and I would go and we would get free shirts from all of the wrestlers, obviously. And so she would come over to my house, I swear, and all night we would watch stupid movies and listen to musicals. And to this day, Ni Hao Kai Lan, that's all I have in my head because that would be playing at 5 o'clock in the morning when we would get home from the bar and start working on customizing our shirts and making posters for our friends. I've lived a very interesting life.
Yeah. I would venture to say so. I remember this was years ago. I remember playing the TNA wrestling video game on PS2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's going way back. That's when video games had a heart and a soul. But anyway.
Do you remember what it was before TNA?
It was
XWF. It was Hulk Hogan's Federation.
Oh my, what a
So it was
horrible
Hulk
acronym.
Hogan, Norman Smiley, the Sarge,
Yes, Smiley
Lawler,
Norman.
the King with Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
That was like old school. They did a couple of
that.
shows.
Wow.
I have some really cool pictures of Jerry. I have a whole bunch of them of
Yes,
all those
you
guys.
do. You are chock full of memories.
No, I have actual photos.
You
like
have
printed
photos. You are like, I mean, if J. Jonah Jameson said, "Hey Parker, get me those photos of Spider," you would have like 5 billion pictures of Spider-Man. It's crazy.
That's pretty accurate.
It is pretty accurate because they would start to think maybe she's Spider-Woman. I don't know. Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen. There goes Spider-Gwen. I'm just saying. There's different iterations of Spider-Gwen.
I would not ever wear all white.
That's okay.
Well, especially as a superhero, color. I know. Like
too dirty.
I don't mind the pink, but no, I would not be able to keep my suit clean.
No.
All right, just watch what you say if you bump into Spider-Gwen fans on the street, because her legion of fans, they take Spider-Gwen very seriously.
They do, absolutely, and I don't mean to offend Spider-Gwen fans.
Very seriously.
As a cosplayer, I would not be able to keep my suit.
That's fair. As a cosplayer, it's a completely different ball game.
I have steered clear of her because white spandex in the summer in Florida is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun. And then I turn around and I do Scarlet Witch at the end of WandaVision. I'm like, black leather and red leather is also not very great in the summer weather. But yes, no, I don't know. If I was to have a superhero outfit, I would say it'd probably be like electric blue.
Nice.
Details of like purple, something that lit up. I don't know.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
I mean, I grew up on the House of L. I'm a big fan of Jor-El and Lara and Krypton. So obviously I'm going for a Superman type outfit because Superman is my GOAT. He is my boy. He's my number one. So anything that's like Superman related in any way, shape, or form. So like
the undies over
No undies. No undies. No. I'm taking the two. I mean, listen, if we're going to talk Super Loop, I would wear the New 52 type suit that he wore in the comics or the Henry Cavill suit.
Oh, yeah.
Because Henry Cavill's my boy too. So I got to wear my boy Henry.
Okay, but cape or no cape?
You don't tug on Superman's cape, Heather. But yes, I would wear a cape.
Well, Edna Mode says no capes, so...
Well, he's wrong.
Edna Mode is not
whoever it is. I don't know who these people are.
Watch The Incredibles.
The Incredibles? Come on, Ryan.
I saw The Incredibles like 30 years ago, and then I never went back. I'm sorry.
The Incredibles
for someone who likes superheroes, you don't like The Incredibles?
Have you never seen The Incredibles?
No.
One.
Have you not watched Jack?
No, I saw the first Incredibles movie. I know what it is. I'm just not a fan of it like everyone else seems to be.
On Disney Plus.
Just watch Jack Attack, and that's pretty much all you need to see.
Doesn't he have like 50 different powers, that Jack?
Now that we're going down this rabbit hole,
a weird rabbit hole too. It's a weird rabbit hole.
Have you seen Sky High?
Yes, that is a fun classic. That's when Disney knew what they were doing with their properties. They don't really know what they're doing. But
I had to make sure
Sky High
that
counts.
we could still be friends.
Sky High counts. It's canon, and not only that, it had granted, it had a lot of young up-and-coming actors and actresses in it within itself. But Danielle Panabaker,
Wonder Woman.
I'm telling you, Danielle Panabaker, she went places. She's still killing it.
Yeah.
So good on you, Danielle. I may not watch you anymore as Killer Frost, but you're doing well. You got a paycheck. It's steady, but I wish you the best in your future endeavors.
That was a very political thing.
Well, I don't watch The Flash because it's been on for like 50 seasons past its prime, and Danielle Panabaker and her company should be moving on to bigger and better roles than what they got. So it's like, listen,
I agree.
The DC universe is massive. The Marvel universe is massive. The other franchise, there's 50 billion franchises in this country.
Let someone move aside kind of thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Stephen Amell.
Oh yes, I met him one time.
He's
nice guy. Got a photo up with him in his Sinceriously shirt that I still have.
Now, if they were to bring back Sky High as a series for Disney Plus,
you can't do it.
You
don't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. Do it.
I think that would be an awesome series.
Heather, have you seen the horrific trailer that dropped 24 hours ago on Chip and Dale?
Yes.
That is one of the biggest pieces of garbage I've ever seen. I'm like, how you can't reboot something that shouldn't. You just
It's
can't.
not a reboot.
It's not a reboot. It's a return.
Whatever. Return, reboots, getting my receipts, getting a tip at the end of the bar. I don't care what it is. You don't touch properties that are fine where they were. You don't do it. You don't touch Chip and Dale.
But it wasn't okay where it was, because look at all of the generations that have missed the opportunity, or the lack thereof, of people who have not been able to have Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck.
They're all on Disney Plus. It's easy to
Yes,
find.
but they don't know to even look at. They're like, what the hell is this Darkwing Duck? What? Who cares? It's a superhero duck. I love Darkwing, but like Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale, like the animation that we all kind of grew up with, kids don't know. They
Disney did so many good cartoons, and
just go back into the heyday and watch the originals and take 2 of these. Call us in the morning. You're going to be fine. That is what you do. You go on Disney Plus, you watch the Chips, the Dales, the Darkwing Ducks, the Tailspins, all that jazz, and you will be fine in the morning. I guarantee you.
What
guaranteed
got me was all their live action shows, like Miley Cyrus. And
Hannah Montana.
I believe you're referring to Hannah Montana, and Zach and Cody make a boat.
Alley.
The Sweet Life of Zach and his brother Cody.
I love Sweet Life.
Mm-hmm. It had its moments. I'm not gonna lie.
Raven, that's so Raven, and then the revival Raven poem. I mean, I'm old school. Like, I was like Nickelodeon live shows, like Hey Dude.
Yes.
Wild and Crazy Kids.
Yes.
Roundhouse.
You have it. You have it. Guts.
Yes.
I mean, you had Guts.
I mean,
you had Hidden Temple, which got rebooted successfully, I might add.
And it's adults only for Hidden Temple.
I know. You and I should audition. We should compete.
Done.
We should be a team. But listen, which team are you on, though? If we're going to choose a T-shirt, what T-shirt are we going
Either with? Purple Parrots.
Okay.
Or Silver Snakes. What about you?
I would have gone Blue Barracudas.
Ooh,
I would have gone the Blue Barracudas because I don't know if you know this, and maybe you who are watching this in the comfort of your own home don't know this. My favorite color of all time is blue. So I'm a sucker for Blue Barracudas. And by the way, Blue Barracudas are just nasty, going after their and just like they lay the smack
shiny
down.
Things. So let's do the Blue Barracudas.
No, but I'm fine with Purple Parrots because Purple Parrots is even though it's the Parrots, purple is a Baltimorean thing because we're the Ravens. And then the Silver Snakes thing is just whatever. So I'll take listen, all the colors are great in this beautiful rainbow.
Let's just get on the show and then we'll see.
Yeah, whatever they give us, we'll own it. Like Orange Iguanas, that was another one.
No, I never understood the Orange Iguanas. That just didn't make sense.
They do. They have Orange Iguanas. What was the other one? The Red Jaguars. In real life,
they're not orange unless you're putting them on fire.
Or the Red Jaguars. That was another one.
Also weird unless they're bloody.
Really? Yeah. Maybe it's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
So let's see. We've got 7 minutes to do random talks. I
actually should be in my other studio right about now.
Okay, bye. Peace out.
But anyway, it was good seeing you all. You're both great people. Never stop being awesome. Do yourselves a favor.
Thanks.
Watch the originals.
Yes.
Don't reboot anything unless I say so. And while you're at it, this goes to the lovely 2 sweet people in this studio and the people watching at home. Life is better in reading. Just visit Famous Faces and Funnies in West Melbourne, Florida. They'll hook you up. See what I did there? Boom. Promos for everybody. You get one. Willow gets one. Heather gets double because she lives in Florida.
Right. Yes.
Quick before you leave, what are you doing for your show there, Ryan?
It's called pre-recording. You never heard of that? Anyway, we got
a
writer.
Not it anyway.
A writer's coming in. Megan Morrison's going to be joining us, so she'll be discussing her novel that she published not too long ago. So I look forward to talking about that with her momentarily. But yeah, other than that, just look for us on all forms of social media at It's Nerd Culture. And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Phenomena.
Ryan is definitely my favorite guest host. I'm just like, you bored? You want to join us? Cool. Okay, we got 5 minutes. I've been binge watching. I'm going to tell you about the show I'm binge watching. Willow, I know you rarely have time to binge anything, but I want to hear about what you've most recently binged. I've been binge watching Pam and Tommy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anybody that knows anything about it. It's on Hulu. It is Lily James, so like Cinderella herself, and also like every other crazy character that's been out there. gorgeous, skinny as can be, and my future husband, Sebastian Stan, as Tommy Lee. So Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson, and Seth Rogen is in it, and he is one of the executive producers. And they literally go from, you know, kind of tying into this relationship stuff. They show all the backstories of how they met, their like romance. We'll go with that. And then how their sex tape came to be out in the public. But the acting is more than I ever expected in that. It's weird to see Sebastian Stan naked. I'm not complaining. A prosthetic penis that I don't think it's real because it talks.
Oh my god! That is
Please watch it. It's really good. Yes, he does, Jordan. Yes, he does. Jordan is Rebecca's husband. Thanks for joining us, buddy. He does have a full-blown conversation with it, and it talks back. And I was like, what is happening? And then you also realize Sebastian Stan has the tiniest little butt ever. But he like learned how to play the drums and watch all these documentaries on Tommy Lee to be able to emulate his movements. I think it's really well done. And I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. And like the Sebastian, like the Stan fans or whatever they call themselves now, they're all like, oh my God, Sebastian Stan's naked most of the time. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to give us a try. And I really am enjoying the series, but it shows the turmoils of these crazy romances. I mean, guys, they knew each other for like 48 hours before they were engaged and married the next day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. And it was like drug induced everything, but like it's based off of a book and stories that were told. And it gets into the political side of things where the LA Times starts to cover it. And now we're to the episode where they just sued Penthouse. So the story's out there. Go watch it on Hulu. Willow, what about you?
I'm trying to think. What was the last thing I actually...
Or tell us something crazy that happened at work, like the craziest drink somebody requested or something crazy that happened. Or the fact that you were shoveling your driveway at like 12 o'clock.
Yeah, yesterday. That it won't stop snowing here. Anytime that it's warm, it freaking snows. I swear. And I called it, I said the snow is like a venereal disease yesterday.
You did. That was your message to me. I was like, why are you shoveling snow? It was like, I think it was like 11 o'clock your time. And I'm going, that's midnight here. And I'm going, how are you doing? She's like, it's like a venereal disease. I'm like, it just keeps coming back, or it's just it's just everywhere.
It gets everywhere, and it's frustrating because we try to keep our yard clear, and there's just so much that we don't know where to put the snow.
What was my suggestion to you though?
Blowtorch.
Flamethrower.
I am pretty damn close to going to Canadian Tire and picking up.
Do it. You don't want to know the fact that I have my air conditioning running right now. My air conditioning on. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. I'm pulling up the forecast. It's 68 right now. Today it was 78 as a high. Tomorrow it'll be 87 as a high. So time to move to Orlando.
Well, I mean, okay, it's funny because when you showed me the link to all the events that is happening at Epcot Center, like you guys want to know where all your favorite bands from the 70s and 80s went? They're down in Florida.
Yes, they're smart. Well, I mean, right now we've got the International Festival of the Arts, and it's all the Broadway stars, which I love. They're all coming down from New York. I know most of them, and they're amazing. And it's a half-hour show. But then, Flower and Gardens coming up next. That's what Willow's referring to. Each of the Beat, and we've got the Food and Wine. But yeah, all the 70s and 80s bands. Let me see if I can pull the list.
One of the top people on the list is the Guess Who, and they're from Manitoba, guys.
You're such a nerd. Let's see. All right. I'm sorry.
They're the original groups.
All right. So the Garden Rock series, which is the 2022, Yes, March 5th through the 4th through the 5th is a Guess Who. Then the 6th and 7th is Rick Springfield. Then Melina Leon, Mike Del Judas. I guess he's currently on tour with Billy Joel. Kool and the Gang. The Orchestra featuring former members of ELO. The Spinners. The Pointer Sisters, Blue October. Tommy DiCarlo, who is the lead singer of Boston. Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles. Starship featuring Mickey Thomas. Claudia Light, I'm not sure who that is. Berlin, who's always a great show. Toby Mac, random. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. The Commodores. Ambrosia with Peter Beckett. A Flock of Seagulls. A Flock of Seagulls. Okay. Colin Ray.
Do they still have the hair? That's
Probably.
what I want to know.
Probably. Thelma Houston, Little River Band, Simple Bland, which is always a great show. Herman's Hermits, starring Peter Noon, and the Plain White Tees. That's who's been announced so far. So obviously we'll see live shows from there. Dan, let's see. I've been binge watching a YT channel that features ladies in Asia building palaces using a sugarcane axe and a long-handled paint scraper. Okay, first and foremost, that sounds amazing. So I kind of send us the link as what it is, because I would totally watch that. The Guess Who, fun fact, Randy Bachman's brother still teaches at Sturgeon Heights Collegiate. Very cool. They're a good show. They are a very good show. So we'll wind up posting the concert list on the page. And if you guys want to tell us who you'd like to see a live stream from, when it comes time for that, I will make sure I will live stream from those shows. So you can tune in and feel like you're watching with me.
I would love to.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Obviously done. Also, Willow and I are going to pimp ourselves out. If you or anyone you know would like to sponsor our show with any products, books, yourself, because you love us, please let us know, because we still have availability for our sponsors. That could be you. Willow, what would you like to add as I'm making us run over time because I'm very chatty today?
I don't know.
Willow is frozen.
Starbucks is getting a new drink soon, so be prepared for,
Can you tell us anything about it?
I don't know if I should, but you know what? It's called the Toasted Vanilla. I don't know if they have that. They're gonna get that down in the States, but it's an interesting tasting drink, that's for sure. But yeah,
I just want something chocolate and cherry, and they don't have cherry to add to anything. So
we have the raspberry flavor up here, and we have
raspberry here.
Yeah, it doesn't taste real.
Yeah, it tastes like you're eating like a raspberry air freshener. And I used to get a raspberry mocha frappuccino. That was my drink. Now I'm like, I don't know what I want. Like the TikTok cold brew is like $100 when you add it up, but it's pure sugar. I don't have a drink anymore. All right. Well, I guess if anybody has anything to add, feel free to comment. Obviously, you'll be able to watch us on YouTube. Feel free to post anything on our page. Reach out to us if you have any questions or if you'd like to be a guest in our next show. I'm sorry that Tatiana wasn't able to join us. I'm a little bit worried about her, so I will be reaching out after the show and making sure she's alive.
All right. Where can we find you on social media, Heather?
Here. You can find me here on the sideshow. Find me on Facebook and Instagram I don't really use. But yeah, if you guys feel like you want to add me on Facebook, it's fine. I post weird, random stuff. Willow, you can be found so many places. Where are you going to be at?
Yeah, you can find me all over social media except TikTok. Yeah. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter,
everything but OnlyFans. Everything.
Yeah, no, there's not gonna be a day where I go on OnlyFans ever.
Okay, good. All right.
My husband is the only one who gets to see me naked, guys. So, all right.
Hey, and on that note, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thanks for sticking with us. And next week we promise we'll have a great show. Have a good week, everybody.